Hey guys, what's cracking? Godsman here. Welcome back to another custom card review. Got Noir with me again today, so it's happy to have the homie on consistently again. How are we doing, brother?
Pretty good. Just got a haircut, so I'm feeling fresh.
Yeah, you also beat my ass in that fight night, so we got a lot. we got a lot going good today.
In fairness, Untap has made you. That was the hardest I've ever seen you brick in my life. I was like, wow,
man. Yeah, but I'll
I
tell you,
I
lost so convincingly and gracefully. They'd be like, "Wow, is it actually over? Are you sure there isn't some super secret effect, like some cardio and I didn't know about?"
No, the thing is, the only thing going through my head was just like, wow, when did I start playing a mirror match? Usually, I'm the only one who gets the sunlight.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Okay. All right. So anyway, this is the custom card review audience, not discussion or fight night or whatever. Anyway, so and last time we left off, we went through a few custom cards, like Max and some of these Shadow Paladin cards and whatnot, and they were all like pretty good to some degree or another, right? There's definitely a lot more wackiness going on the previous one, a lot more chuckles and laughs. So who knows? Maybe we'll get that here this time as we're reviewing this Sea Serpent Eldritch Horror thing from Nathan Clarence Kern. So let's see. These are Eldritch Horror things, so I'm guessing this is more of your reading experience.
Probably. Although, may I also just say, this person is probably over the moon about the new what was it? What's it called? Skyride card?
Oh, right. I forget the name, but yeah, that one, the big fish thing. Did you know that that Deeplands archetype? That's where Matus comes from. The quote unquote order package grade 2, you know, the one that Station uses. Yeah, that one.
Oh, interesting. Fascinating.
Oh, all right. And anyway, go ahead and read.
Sounds good. This is Planets Behold, Adi Sesha. I have no idea if I pronounced that right, but God knows I do not care. Oh wait, the flavor text is the idol is gone. All that remains is her. There's some lyrical lore, possibly. It's like this used to be a lyrical character. I don't know.
I mean, that would be kind of funny, right? Because like, if it is a lyrical character, then do you think we know what it looks like? What the character was like prior? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm about to look it up and see if that was a card or not. Nope, it was not. Okay, never mind. This is a purely custom card in every single way. Alrighty then, let me read the effect. Act Vanguard Circle once per turn. Costs Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, and discard 2 cards from your hand. Retire all of your rear guards and return 5 cards from your drop zone to your hand. Interesting. So that's a +3. And until end of turn, this unit gets Auto Vanguard Circle. When it attacks, cost discard any number of cards from your hand. Stand the same number of rear guards as cards discarded and they get power plus 5,000 until end of turn. That is... Huh. You know, that's surprisingly very balanced. Actually, the entire turn becomes a break even then, assuming you don't have any rear guards that draw.
Well, kind of, because if I was that guy, right? Personally, because you can add any like cards from your drops on your hand, so add back your PGs, discard your bricks.
Touche.
Thanks, Ad Blocker.
Oh god,
very cool.
Not all right.
Yeah, I got Ad Blocker popping up on me. I've got Nabs trying to hit me up in freaking DMs right now. I'm like, holy crap! Why does everything want my attention as I'm starting a video?
That's the perks of being popular. Or rather, the curse of being popular.
Yeah, that's that is not an epic perk. Anyway, but you know what is a perk? Being able to add literally any 5 cards from your drop zone that you want. Like, I don't know if this thing could ever like feasibly brick, right? Because you know they talk about the drop zone being your second hand in like Yu-Gi-Oh, but like,
But then again, it's also like, actually, how much drop zone recursion do decks does Stoichea have without the Vanguard? Because I know Diantha is one card that recurs, but
Diantha does it. Obviously you have the EB3 card that you can place that gets back a normal order or a great one less to call. I forget her name, but Station plays her a lot. You do have access to a couple of normal orders that can revive, like Spiritual Body Condensation and Dim Darkness. So it's a little bit. And then by doing so, Roaming Prison Wizard. Right. Okay. Yeah, it's a little bit. This thing is just whole hog 5 to the hand. So I don't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So while I do understand the intention, the effect is unfortunately a little overzealous to now. Like, it's assuming you are adding 5 to discard 5, but when in the actuality you're most likely just going to add your defensive options, and then discard the minimal amount for those for whatever attacks you do manage to muster
add
out.
5
So.
pitch none, so just make it a 3 attack turn and say
Yeah,
what you do, opponent. Yeah. So there's a dive ability here apparently.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me actually read the second effect before we continue discussing. Dive auto. From anywhere, I guess. Cost Soul Blast 1. Return this card to your hand. Choose one of your units
the deck
until the end of turn.
Where is that supposed to be? Drop?
I don't know. Is it from the drop zone, maybe? Like, is Dive this specific to, like, a drop zone effect or something?
Maybe? Weird as hell. Oh, by the way, for being a Vanguard, it's a common, so... I don't know what's going on here.
You know,
imagine it was a Vanguard Circle skill, and it just soul blasted back. That'd be so weird.
I know. It'd be so weird. Unfortunately, you're just setting yourself back because then you lose out your Persona rides.
God,
no,
man.
Pretty good if you do get Persona ride. If you Persona ride, then just return the 1 copy back to your hand. Then just infinite Persona rides from there.
Man, of all the characters to be able to get a deck from Mario 64, it had to be the goddamn eel that tries to eat you in the water level. Jesus.
Yeah, that freaking eel was cool. I love that eel when I was growing up.
You like that eel? What I did not like was the chest, bro. You remember the chest at the end trying to shock you? That was
fun. God, yeah,
I hated those.
I hated those.
So She Who Remains, Anastasia's ship. Oh, God damn it! What the?
For some reason that one was easier to pronounce to me.
What in the Lovecraft?
Yeah, it's kind of cool though. I'll give it that. Oh, you want me to keep reading these?
It's creeping down like outer entity Azathoth.
Yeah, for real. You want me to keep reading these?
Yeah, keep going for it, bro.
All right, flavor text. In the end, I'm all that remains. I'm noticing a trend with these flavor texts. Anyway, auto when rode on top of Planets Behold Adi Sesha. Return a card from your drop to hand. Activate Persona Ride until end of turn. Cards in your hand get Dive Auto. Choose one of your units and it gets Power plus 5 until the end of turn. In parentheses, cards added to your hand after this effect also gain the skill.
I'm going to take a guess that Dive is an effect that occurs when you discard it from the hand.
Yeah. Possibly? I have no idea at this point.
If that's the case, the discarding might actually net positive you, depending on, like, discard targets this deck gets.
Yeah, for real. Which is an interesting enough mechanic.
Holy crap.
Like, I think kind of reminds me of, what was it, the Justice Maidens from Lyrical? Kind of reminds me of that with their discard focus.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They had a few things. They should have expanded more on that deck.
They really should have. That was probably my favorite Lyrical deck so far.
I mean, we're getting a Christmas set, right? And they're kind of ice themed, so who knows? You know, maybe Bushy's like gang gang. Anyway, what's the second skill?
Yep. Auto Vanguard Circle. When this unit attacks, cost counterblast 1, bind a Planets Behold Adi Sesha from your soul, which is the previous card that we looked at, and discard a card from your hand. Choose one of your rear guards and stand it. If you discard a card with Sesha and its card name, stand 2 rear guards instead of 1. If your drop has 15 or more cards until the end of the turn, the power increase of your opponent's triggers changes to 5,000. At the end of your turn, write the card bound for this effect's cost as rest.
That's pretty interesting.
Certainly, that is definitely interesting.
It's different.
Yeah, they didn't go the full Amina Grugio route, which I kind of appreciate, because Amina Grugio's thing was kind of bullshit, honestly, anyway, but you know.
Yeah, right. Plus it was a Vanguard multi, and I was like, really, guys?
Yeah.
This is all we have to do today. This one still definitely, like, has some multi. Although it's kind of interesting, because, like, one thing this deck doesn't really do too much is it doesn't inherit the effects of the Planets Behold, so that axe skill, which, you know, I always make this mistake. Why the hell do I exit out these too early? So, like, this axe skill, right? Like, you can't, like, resolve this and then go into She Who Remains unless there's, like, some, like, ride jump, which there's a ride jumper, F that. But, assuming there isn't, then, I mean, I don't know. This definitely is more aggressive, so I guess it reads as a finisher play kind of card, but it's actually surprisingly probably not as strong as its base counterpart, like, just in the overall, like, holistic sense.
Yeah, possibly, but I do generally like it, and like I said, like, compared to Amina Grugio, this, like, it didn't go the full mile, which honestly I appreciate, because while Amina Grugio wasn't ever really a particularly good deck, it was a very toxic deck in my opinion that just did not let you function and play the game. It's like, come on, man.
I kind of want this trigger effect change to just be applied to triggers everywhere all the time. from V
That
series
could be
onwards.
interesting.
All triggers did 5k,
yeah.
right? It's kind of
Man,
because this also applies to over triggers. So like, no
that's
OG
true.
power up, knock it off. Alcalibur just
Oh,
cries
hey.
in a corner, not having that privilege, dude.
Yeah, for real.
Oh god, that's rough as hell. Still a decent card there. Actually, kind of like that one.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And then here's the one we were laughing at last time.
Yeah. Oh, I do appreciate the Photoshop job, though. All right, at the end of the
cute,
universe,
bro.
Yeah, it's kind of cute. All right, at the end of the universe, Seshanaga Maskis.
Wow,
Let the
you're
world
a brave soul for attempting
misery.
to pronounce that.
But I've been told I'm a linguist, so I figured I'd give it a shot.
A linguist, holy crap! That sounds like someone that someone tells you before they smack you in the gob. You're a linguist, yeah?
Alright, anyway, let me read these skills. Alright, Classic Mask Claws. Continuous this card can only be written from a grade 3 with Sesha in its card name. Active Vanguard Circle once per turn. Cost, remove a grade 3 card with Sesha in its different card name from your hand, soul, or drop. Yeah, unfortunately. Damn, what a shame. Anyway, choose 2 cards from your drop, and return them to your hand, and until the end of turn, cards in your hand get dive, auto, choose one of your units, and it gets power plus 10,000 till the end of turn. Okay, that's straight up power.
I want to just strum my electric guitar. More power, standard!
Yeah. And then third skill, Auto Vanguard Circle. When this unit attacks, cost count of +1 and discard 2 cards from your hand. This unit gets drive +1 until the end of turn. Choose 2 of your rear guards, stand them, and they get critical +1 until the end of turn.
Who even needs roaming prison dragon? Dude, this thing this is like, okay, yeah, this is like insane recursion, no kill. Yeah, it's pretty cool kill, but it doesn't really have the recursion. Then this one's like recursion and death murder kill. Holy crap, Mask surely is the most inspired of our mechanics from D series.
Oh,
What the
yeah.
hell?
Oh,
At the end of the unit, let the world forget its misery. All I'm forgetting is the need for card balance with this one. What the hell? Okay, so Noir, on a scale of 1 to F this, where are we at?
I'll give it a. I want to say 6.5. It wasn't too. They weren't too bad. The last cards were a tad egregious, but overall these were fairly. These were mostly fine. Like, if nothing else, the first card, while kind of broken defensively, it doesn't really do much offensively though. So, I was like, at least it's not like it doesn't cover every single thing, like every single facet of gameplay. It really only each form really only deals with one facet of it, which is fine. So.
You know what's kind of funny about these cards too? None of them ever like none of them don't even regard the opponent's grade, right? You will get this drive and get those restands with extra crits on a grade 2, and they will like it.
Okay, no, I'm dropping that down to a 6 just because of that. Oh god,
that's pretty whack. That's pretty whack, bro. Plus the dive, right? So like, if all your cards get dive, that means that the 2 restored units probably get 10,000 power if you're like intersplicing them evenly.
Oh yeah, actually, did they ever explain in their Reddit comment what dive did?
I never read, right? Reddit. I never read it. I just saw the 3 pictures here, and then a little quip about Sesha, the dive keyword. Hey, okay.
All right, finally.
All right, I decided to change my entry for this thing last minute. I'm sorry if you already covered the previous one. We certainly did not. Lore. The entire gist of the ride lines lore is that Sesha was a lyrical idol who turned out to be the reincarnation of an eldritch abomination. This is her coming to terms with it just beats just like freaking out and like turning into a mind flayer from Baldur's Gate.
All right.
Dive is basically a shorthand term for when this card is discarded from your hand. It has to be from your hand.
Okay.
Genius! I'm a genius! Here's the rest of the ride line plus some dives.
Oh god, 4 cards. Oh, okay.
Wait, these are mermaids? Okay, I got you, fam. This is on me.
Okay, alright, go for it.
Homebound Idol Sasha. When wrote upon, you win second draw a card broken. Lost Voice Sesha. Wait, Sasha, Sesha, Shesh. I'm gonna assume this is Sesha because if 2 people say you have a tail, you might want to look behind you. When placed by writing from Homebound Idol Sesha, discard a card for your hand. Search your deck for an Uncoiling the Great Sesha, reveal it out of your hand, and then it has a dive. If you have a Vanguard with Sesha in its card name, put this into your soul. Your Vanguard gets 5,000 a turn. Okay, so Minor power there, but it's a soul build option. That already refunds ID Sesha, which is one of the biggest applications here. None of these other two really care about that, so it's ID Sesha is the one who really benefits from it so far. But this discard, I can't really like decide the merit of this discard, but this discard could actually be a little vicious, right? Like this has a dive to like Soul Blast and then give your unit 5k. So like if you just discard this Soul Blast, add it back, give power, it beats up a little bit. That's kind of nice. Like it's kind of cool.
Especially because you can also just recur everything back. You can basically just, if you have a full hand of like normally, just call everything, just rush.
Oh yeah, bro. Like you might as well, because you just recur like 5 cards to the drop to the hand. Your opponent cannot punish you except for like
even the cards. Because even the decks that do have bind and permanent removal, they don't get that until like turn 4 onwards. So just like you just go ham, just kill them before they even do anything.
Yeah, right. I wonder what uncoiling is, but you know, maybe we'll see that next time. Auto on the Vanguard circle. When placed by writing on a Sesha, you discard a card from your hand again. You search the deck for a Sesha. All right, dive. If you have a Vanguard with Sesha, put this into your soul. You're starting to think Soul Blast is not a cost.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that as well. Yeah.
Well, at least these are limited to Vanguard because you're restanding rear guard, so at least it's not like
exactly.
Oh wait, there's more. Okay.
Oh god.
The Beckoner, Alida. What's up?
Alida.
The Beckoner. Auto on the reader circle. At the end of the battle that it boosted, if you got a great 3 or greater Sesha, retire this unit. Discard a card from your hand. Draw 2.
Brother.
You know, to give him credit, the general gimmick here and like the dive keyword, I like that. I just think the execution is so beyond the pale, right? Which is really so. By the way, the typing here is really funny. You've got High Beast, you've got Mermaid. This is Tear Dragon. Wow, we're just going full Stoa here. I think that's all 3 of the Stoa nations as well. Well, I say all 3, but there's actually 6 of them. Seagrass Keeper. I'll let you take order. Seagrass Keeper. When this card is retired from rear circle, if you got a Tear Dragon Vanguard, EB2, call 2 plant tokens.
Plant tokens?
Insert new plant tokens that are sea flora inspired. Oh, nice. Dive, put it in the soul call. Oh, you know what's kind of interesting about dive? Dive is actually like potentially generic, right? So that means when you discard this card off of Maelstrom, you get a plant token. And then if you overcall Seagrass after you revive it by some ability, then you get 2 more plant tokens. So Maelstrom actually gets some like hella like field fodder at this point.
That's crazy. Flagberg would like this as well, probably.
Yeah, potentially, right? I mean, Flagberg like struggles with the numbers so heavily that having plant tokens in place of like rear guards is, I mean, I guess it patches up the field a little bit, but that's really what it is. So I don't know. I mean, that's actually kind of this is kind of a nifty one.
I don't know. Then again, Flagberg hasn't gotten anything in a long time. They could use some help there.
Man, I mean, after how they handled Eugene and Baron Magnus's retrain, I don't think a Flagberg retrain is going to change Jack Diddley, bro.
Especially because
terrible.
Flagberg was a better deck than the two original ones.
Oh yeah, right. I mean that is true. Flagberg was actually like meta viable for a decent chunk of time, right? I mean, even when I went to BCS Anaheim, the Flagbergs basically cannibalized each other. That's kind of how that event went. So here's Uncoiling. This one's on you.
Yep, Uncoiling of the Great Sesha, Grade 3 normal order. Cost, discard a card from your hand. Big surprise. Choose a card from your drop, put it into your soul, choose one of your Vanguards with Sesha and its card in it. If you have 3 or less cards in hand, or 7 or more cards in your drop, it gets power plus 5,000 and critical plus 1 until end of turn.
Such interesting conditions.
Yeah.
Like, damn it, I got 4 cards in hand and 6 cards in drop. What am I gonna do?
It's really funny because I'm pretty sure if you don't meet one condition, you do meet the other one if you use the main grade 3 one. Because like it's just you discard 2, so it's like chances are you probably have 7 in there at some point already.
Well, yeah, I think you're adding 5, right? So it's like, it's kind of hard. But yeah, I mean, this shouldn't be too hard. Your Sesha's gonna get huge.
Oh yeah. That thing's gonna be thick. Anyway, dive auto. Cost, put this card into your soul. Choose a card with dive from your drop and call to rearguard circle. Then if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, cost, bind 3 Uncoiling of the Great Sesha from your soul. Choose any number of cards in your opponent's damage zone, drop soul in circles, and until the end of the next turn, those cards lose their names and abilities. This ability can only be used once for cards with the same card name.
The hell? Holy crap, bro! Brother, I thought we was playing like Yoshi's Island Adventure, and then suddenly Doomslayer rolls in with the BFG? The frick was this coming from?
What do I even say to this?
Bro, why does it have the audacity to choose the opponent's...
Okay, I'm back.
Why do you even say any number? You should just say all, right? Your opponent's damage zone drops soul and circles.
Also, it doesn't specify until when. So I guess until whenever your Vanguard
it says
is
until the
negated.
end of the next turn.
Okay, thank God. But
Yeah,
still,
yeah, it specifies that. Holy crap, bro! I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. That's Blame Buyer on crack, bro. Blame Buyer blushes at this kind of skill. Holy crap! Holy.
I mean, I guess the plus side is you genuinely can only do this once because you have to bind 3 copies of it.
Yeah, and after sleep tagging Bell's demise, right? So it is. But wait. Except you can't.
I was about to say, does Zorg have anything like from bind?
Here's the thing: this card is generic.
Ah, son of a bitch.
And I think Sleep Tugging Bell works in Zorga, right? So, yeah. And what did you know? These are normal orders in that their bind zone. So something tells me you'll be able to get these in the soul a little more consistently than the average bear. So, congratulations, guys. You now lose all of your abilities. So basically, you're fighting like Zorg Blangmeyer, bro. It's Zorgmeyer now.
I guess this is why Zorga's divine skill was so lame in comparison to everyone else, because this was waiting in the wings, I guess.
Oh Christ! This is like a 5 out of 10. The 5 it gets is that its concepts are really cool, including the lore. Yeah. And the other 5 is that its execution feels like I just drove 100 miles per hour on like an icy snowway. You know what happens when you do that?
Yeah. Like, I almost want to rate it lower, but at the same time, like, aside from this order card, nothing was particularly that egregious for the most part. It's just, a lot of it was just kind of like, it was generically good effects, but I also don't really get much of what is, like, I'm supposed to be feeling here with the cards, you know?
Yeah,
like, Seagrass Keeper is probably the most flavorful. Like, Seagrass Keeper is probably the most flavorful card here because like it actually has like a theme going on. But everything else is just generically, oh, this is good. This is good card, or this is what happens when you discard it. I'm just like,
I activate Pot of Greed.
That it? Yeah, it's like the cards are like fine. It's like the effects like it range from like perfectly like valid to what crack did you find? Then start smoking, and when you made the card, bro. Apparently. But yeah, it's like the problem is I'm not really getting much of I don't get much flavor out of these cards. I'll be honest.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so that's our ratings there. I guess we move on now.
Yeah, I'll stick with the 5. 5 is
fair
fine,
enough.
I guess. It's average.
Yeah, Nathan, not bad, but
I'd give it a little more time to work.
Got a little more time here. Ride line 0 through. Whoa, what the heck? Whoa.
Oh, sweet mother of God.
Holy crap.
Oh, mother of Christ.
Why are you bringing promo support?
Brother.
Holy crap. Okay, who could it be? Alright, so,
Oh, alright.
Alright, let's make this fast, bro. I'm gonna try and keep my comments as efficient as possible because this guy I think has also count if we ever hit like 12 so that we can stop it here because oh my god, this is a lot. Suppressed series, okay. Day Owl, it's a starter. Feisty Claws is a grade 1 ride line. When it attacks when it attacks in the Vanguard circle, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose a suppressed call to rear circle. If your Vanguard's grade is more than your opponent's, put in your hand instead. I mean, I guess there's no, but it's a grade 1 Vanguard. If it's attacking, your opponent is grade 1. Wow, that's some multi, bro.
This effect confuses me.
And also, it's just multi against them right away. Can you imagine Tranquilla did this, dude? Like,
Um,
any grade, by the
I don't
way, you can just
want
call it
to.
grade 3.
Yeah, I guess you could.
Wow. Bastion's ride line, eat your heart out. Hoverboard,
naturally.
Green Dragon, grade 2. Vanguard Circle. If your right deck has a Tamer of all that is living. By the way, you should reveal that as a cost. Just saying. Soul Blast 1. This unit gets 10,000 power in a turn. That's it.
It's a Vanguard
Okay.
Circle only as well.
Oh, okay. Tamer of all that is living. Right. Okay. This is the thing that wasn't supposed to be in the ride deck, so that's cool. Auto on the Vanguard Circle. At the beginning of your main phase, Soul Blast 1. Search your deck for up to 2 cards to suppress called in the rear circle. Okay. Those better be some weak ass
Royal
cards.
Paladin.
Wow, that's crazy. Alfred can never. At the end of your turn, this unit is stand. Okay. At the start of your next turn, you get all of your rear guards loose suppressed. Then, if at least 3 or more units are stand, is then triggering at the end of your turn, or is then, yeah, I guess then would be triggering at the end of your turn. Then, Counterblast 2, your opponent chooses a card for each of your stand unit, discards a card. Wait, for each of your stand units, you make them discard and you draw? That's insane. If they are unable to discard a card until the end of your opponent's next turn, all your rear guards are suppressed. What the hell? Okay, so suppressed. Units with this ability cannot attack or boost while on the indicated circle. Can only be removed by a card's ability. However, to make up for this, units suppressed have powerful effects that activate at the end of the player's turn when they remain in stand position that can greatly benefit the player's situation or deal blow to the opponent's plans. With that being said, their skills that activate when they are freed from the chains are not to be underestimated either. Oh, I'm sure.
Just restrict. They made a whole deck based on the restrict mechanic from the OG series.
Yeah, just restraint, right? Like that's it. It's just the restraint mechanic. And they gave your opponent gets all of your rear cards get restraint. That's the meanest thing I've ever seen. That is so crazy, dude. You know, another thing that's like really trippy about this is that like because they're all restraint, you're just gonna have to like not attack at all, which means your opponent gets no CB. You can CB deny them. Yeah. And you eviscerate their hand, dude. Because it says for if you have like 3 or more units that are stand, so all you have to do is counterblast 2. They're gonna discard 6, and you're gonna draw 6.
What the fuck?
Wow, 0 out of 10, dude. Terrible. Eastern Woods Hissing Bear. What are these names? Suppress. Okay. At the end of your turn, if this unit is stand, Energy Blast 3, discard a card from your hand. Your opponent gets all of your front row units get behind. What? Well, when this card loses suppress, these units' original critical becomes 2. No. Great Falcon. I mean, these names are great, but that's all there is to them.
No. Why is this Stoicheia?
Yeah,
it's like a Dark Space deck or something.
I was thinking a really cruel Keter deck.
Yeah, or a Keter deck, actually, yeah.
What the hell? Because, I mean, he just sold last
too,
like dude.
Keter title.
It's insane. Great Falcon of Testament. It's suppressed, but at the end of your turn, if it's stand, put it rear guard in your soul. Choose one of your vanguards, and it gets, when this unit attacks, counterblast 1, choosing your rear guards and stand it. That's actually kind of neat. If this unit's suppress was removed by your vanguard's ability during this turn, this unit gets during this turn, but you remove it. Oh no, it's something that it gets on the next turn to remove them. That's what it is. This unit gets Soul Blast 1 until end of turn during the battle. This unit and your Vanguard attack the battle door. Oh, okay. For Soul Blast, it's. I mean, your opponent doesn't have hand anyway, so they won't be able to defend themselves. Deal Fiend the Refreshing. If you have a Tamer of all that is living as your Vanguard, Energy Blast 3 and rest of this unit countercharge 1. What? Just like that?
I mean, at least resting it is an actual cost in this case, but
Jesus, dude. Holy crap, though. Wow. Wow. Okay.
What's the goal here?
Wow, I think we might have some Drag Assassins, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
At least Drag Assassins was interesting. This is just the most interactive deck I've ever read in my life.
I guess I should say the old Drag Assassins. The new Drag Assassins blow these out of the water.
Well, no, yeah, even the old one was at least kind of interesting. It was ambitious, it was broken as frick, but at least they tried to do something original and actually had some interaction with the opponent.
Get him, Noir. Get him, bro.
This is the most uninteractive deck in the world. It's like the worst kind of castle deck where you literally just sit there and just like, I do this and then I restand and you just lose stuff because
yeah,
I
you just
exist.
get beat up, bro. It's bad. It's so
God,
bad.
Gise is blushing because he's supposed to be the evil god here, but clearly he's got nothing on this.
Keeper of the Full Moon Wolf Sorrow. At the end of your turn, if this unit is stand, draw a card. Okay. And
so draw 7 then, because if assuming you
I want
had 6
standing.
standings. Yeah. Oh god, never mind. Yeah, draw 9 then, because
oh no.
It's not a playset. No, because you also have Diantha, and it's a grade 2. Just superior call it. So just consistently have 4 on the board. Just draw a fucking 10 every turn.
When this unit attacks, choose one of your columns, and your rear guards in that column cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects. So oh, great! So they can't control
great.
you either. That's awesome, dude. That's just what we needed. Ravenous Rabbit. I'm sure it is.
Here, dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm physically aching from this. At the end, this guy doesn't even have suppressed on Ravenous Dragon. What's going on, dude? What's going on? At the end of your turn, perform one of the following. This unit is rest, Energy Blast 4, choosing your opponent's back or rear guards to return. Why is that a tamed effect? What?
Oh no.
Wow. Maybe he's not Ravenous. If this unit is stand, retire this unit. Really? That's actually a fair card. What the hell? That's so random. I was expecting more BS, like your opponent take damage.
Honestly, yeah, I was kind of expecting that. Not gonna lie,
like the big coup de grace or something. Wow, you know, wait, is there one more? So this isn't the promo. I would have thought this would have been the promo just because it's like one of the bad promos that no one runs, because that actually sounds like it makes sense. So this is the promo. Silue, ferocious meowing Are you sure
furry
about
deck?
That? It has to be, right? It's a forest, right?
Bondage furry deck?
I guess it is. I mean, that's what they. I like how this one's Keeper of the Full Moon Wolf Sorrow, so it must be like a wolf man, right?
Yeah, except the freaking Vanguard's a human, if I remember correctly.
Wait, is it? Is it a human?
Yeah, he's a human.
Is he like a Poke trainer or something like that? Is that his
thing?
Man, back to the Pokeball with all of you. I hate you.
God.
Suppressed. Okay, so we got this keyword back, I guess, for better for worse. Probably for worse. At the end of your turn, this unit is stand. Cost bind 2 cards from your drop. Until any of your opponent's next turn, your Vanguard gets all of your guards get shield plus 5,000.
Oh, great.
Oh dear, I would not.
Plus 6 wasn't enough.
Auto on the rear circle. When this unit attacks, bind 4 cards from your drop. Until the end of the battle, this unit attack the Vanguard. All of your opponent's cards get shield outside. Why not? Why not? Why not? I mean,
well, it's a battle for this thing. It's not.
Yeah, and I guess it's the slightest bit of interesting. If you were to make an entire deck that's about like burning like its drop zone for like card effects or whatever, I could kind of see it. But
okay, why is this Stoic? Yeah, I could see this even being a freaking Dragon Empire deck, because you know, it's like this could be like a Seal Dragons mechanic.
Oh, the frick, dude! What did we just read? Like, I think this is. I mean, I'm sorry. The person who made these is reading these is like watching this video. This was probably the worst designed set of cards we've read in this season.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but yeah, brother did not cook with this one. Not gonna lie. Like, it's okay. I'll give you. Okay, let me get some pros out of the way. I appreciate the idea of you trying to make like a castle deck, and especially in this format that's entirely about hyper aggression. Like a deck that just doesn't attack
is really
funny. At least trying to break the mold a little bit. I'll give you the pro of that.
Fair.
Unfortunately, the execution was god awful. I am not going to mince my words on that one. This is just there's a lot of logistics that need to be analyzed and need to be understood, and just like unfortunately, the fundamentals of the game are just completely ignored here. And the fact that like the entire deck, if I'm understanding it correctly, basically amounts to you literally just don't play the game and just reap the benefits of not playing the game, and by extension just debilitating your opponent as much as possible because of it. So, and it's like that's not very interesting, frankly.
Yeah, like, it's not. It's not like gameplay, you know?
Yeah. Like, you have an interesting idea with the suppressed mechanic, which again, why is this in Stoic Chaos? Like you have an interesting you can have an interesting control mechanic. Like if say this is like a Seal Dragon that had or like another like an offshoot of the Sealed Blaze Dragons from Buff Sagana. They actually like inherited the Seal Dragon playstyle where they actually like suppress your opponents. So like you can literally pass their bonds to the opponent's units and actually suppress them in that regard. So there's an interesting concept here. It's just you took it in such a, well, for lack of a better word, just a very boring direction because, like I said, this basically amounts to just sit there and profit.
Yeah, man. It's kind of sad. I think it's one of those ones that had a lot of potential and just didn't get to.
It really does. Like, I think that's the thing that hurts the most is that I do see the potential in this being a really cool deck because, like I said, the suppressed mechanic is interesting to work with. Like having an entire deck of cards that can't actually attack or boost unless you pay a cost to actually remove it can be very interesting. I mean, shoot, Genocide Jack was a really cool card in Overground for that reason. It was 11k.
The fact you went out of your way to not call it Brutal Jack, like how most people.
I refuse to call it Brutal Jack. Genocide Jack's such a cooler name. That card deserves it.
Or Serakiel, which was the DI one.
Yeah,
another example of that, right? Like it's definitely a cool idea. I think in the modern day there's probably ways to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, having these cards that you do have like a little bit like above average effects, but your Vanguard's whole thing is you like choose cards to be released from their shackles. So you know what kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of the Asia Circuit rule, because you know when in Asia Circuit they had like those like special rules. Remember the one in the finals where Ren and Koche are fighting where they could only like stand 3 units at a time?
Yeah,
it's kind of like that, right? Where you never really get to fight with like full board. It's kind of an interesting idea.
Just make that the boss. Like now it's like he has a continuous effect where at the start of every turn each player can only restand 3 units.
Dude, that'd
be a great way to mess with the
half, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, hell, like you could also make this like going off of that bondage idea I mentioned earlier, is that like you can make this like a Houdini type Dark States deck. Like, so he's like a magician and he literally passes like, oh, someone's in chains. Here, let me pass it over to the audience, and then the opponent's in it now.
It's kind of messed up, but I get what you mean.
It is, but that's why it'd be a Dark States deck. Again, it's like I'm mostly confused. I'm also just really confused. Why is this a Stoicheia deck? Nothing about this says Stoicheia. Like I could see Dark States. I could see a really like fucked up version of Keter, or like I mentioned, like it could be like a Seal Dragon from Dragon Empire. Literally any nation would be better. Like hell, this could work as like a
it's just because of the aesthetic, which is ironic because he doesn't actually have like card arts. He just has the text. Yeah. So the aesthetic is lost on us if it weren't for the names.
Which is really making me think this is like some sort of furry bondage deck, and I'm not really sure.
Yeah, in which case we probably don't want to see that aesthetic, don't we?
Yep, moving on.
Yep, moving on. All right, so
not dealing with that anymore.
Yeah, like 2 out of 10 or something. So this is Eclipse's. We actually know Eclipse, definitely regular in our Discord, so it's nice to be able to see his cards here. So let's see. I'm gonna read this first, and okay, let me see. How many cards do you got here?
5 total.
Whoa! Random waifu out of.
One of them has art.
One of them has art, and the others don't. Interesting. Whatever the case is, I'm gonna just go ahead and get all these suckers getting out here. All right. So the disclaimer text here says, for context, this is a passion project I'm working on. I hope you guys like it. Feel free to give input on how to make support on this if able. Oh, I know Nora's going to be all on that. This is the grade 1, and yes, the ride line is used in the deck, and the deck does only 3 attacks on the path of Kishiko.
Okay.
So trippy. So all right, I guess we'll just. So they didn't give us a starter, but we don't really care about that necessarily.
Yeah, to be fair, the starter is always the same effect every time. So who cares?
The word spacing here is a little off. I think the bar kind of got like scrunched in a little bit too much on that, because you can actually adjust the word spacing on the Akko card makers. So I think he made a little mistake there. Anyway, so this is on the path of Kishiko. It's a grade 1 Lyrical Monasterio tier dragon. Interesting. So Kishiko is a dragon waifu. 8k power. Now, auto. When this unit is rode upon by full of self Kishiko, choose up to 1 unit card in hand, bind it, and draw a card. Okay, so we got a little bit of a bind filter here. So that already informs us that like some amount of bind is going to be here, but it's like it's sort of like it's self-bind, but it's resource conscious. Auto on the rear circle once per turn during your turn. When a grade 3 or greater Kishiko attacks, Energy Blast 2. Choose up to 2 unit cards like Kishiko in your drop, shuffle in the deck, and draw a card. Interesting. So you are able to EV2 to draw, but you're recycling 2 Kishikos, which must be just normal units. So that's...
Interesting.
I wonder if you need, like... If there's a specific reason why you need a bunch of them back in the deck, though. Especially considering that, like, you're binding, so you can't get them from the drop. Whoa.
Fascinating.
All right, this is intriguing me so far. All right, Noir, you can go ahead and take the grade 2. We might as well pass it off since
Sure.
neither of us have real claim to this one.
Yeah, for real. All right, full of self, Kishiko. Auto, grade 2. When this unit is rode upon by Fated One of Purpose, Kishiko.
Oh, Fated One.
3. Yep. Choose up to 1 unit card in your hand, bind it, and energy charge 2. Huh. Fascinating.
Wow. Okay, so it's actually an active neg-1, but it gets you a resource.
Yeah. Alright, auto Rearguard Circle once per turn. When a grade 3 or greater Kishiko Vanguard attacks, costs Soul Blast 1. Draw a card, and this unit gets power plus 5,000.
Oh, but it makes, as a rear guard, that's a really strong plus, so that's an interesting takeaway there.
Yeah. But Lyrical's also pretty soul heavy, so it's like, it's gonna be, so you're basically locked out of a lot of the generics like Adelheid or Yugioh and stuff like that, so.
Yeah. I mean, depending on how this deck goes, it may end up being that, like, those kind of, like, self-bounce cards actually aren't really that useful if you're, like, binding your field or something like that. I'm just kind of getting a sense of that because there seems to be, like, unit binds and stuff going on, so I wonder.
Yeah, it just seems to have that kind of going on.
All right, now this is this is a potential winner for the thumbnail.
Oh yeah.
Noir. It's a glasses girl.
Oh god. All right, go for it.
Well, it's unfortunate because it's very fortunate for me. Okay, anyway, so this is the Fated One of Purpose Kishiko. So we're still remaining consistent with our basic abilities, typing, and all that jazz. Now, 3 skills it looks like. Continuous Vanguard Circle. During your turn, your front row gets power plus 5,000 for every 3 cards in your bind zone. If there are 8 or more, this unit gets critical plus 1. Okay, some sort of Gondiva-esque self-bind scaling. Now, what's interesting is that technically speaking, this is like a little bit worse than Gondivas because Gondivas is 2k each, which means by the time you get the 3, you'd be at 6k, and you only need 5 to get the critical. So this is actually a little weaker than that, which means that it could definitely like service to have some other stuff going for it. Act on the Vanguard Circle once per turn. Counterblast 1. Choose up to 2 cards in your drop and bind it.
Well, that's one way to ramp.
Yeah. Okay. So that's some hella self-ramp. Still getting the Gondiva vibes here, although there hasn't been a hint of control as of yet. Divine Skill. All right, auto. When this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater unit, counterblast 1. Well, Eclipse clearly understands cost, so I like that. Perform the following based on the amount of cards in your bind zone. 8 or more, 15,000 power. 10 or more, drive plus 1. 12 or more. During the battle during this battle, when your opponent would call from hand cards to Guardian Circle, is called 3 or more, triple battle door. Wow, this is a really fair boss. I like this boss. Holy crap.
A little too fair, honestly.
I mean, potentially, right? I mean, it doesn't seem like it has any killer edge on its own, but you know what? Yeah. I can kind of see an argument if like your rear guards are doing a lot of both like the combo, the resource, and like the aggression here, and this is just facilitating because it is still kind of nice to have like a beefy front row with a crit on the Vanguard. Anyway, what are your thoughts on it?
I was about to say because like he did mention this is supposed to be a 3 attack deck, so.
Oh, yep. He did mention that, so we shouldn't see any multi-attacks here. So as far, it's kind of trippy, right? Because like it definitely, now this is just us thinking from a power level standpoint. That power level could probably like be a little better potentially, but in terms of like the basic deck concept, I mean, this is more or less a really candid attempt at just self-bind ramp, right? At its core, it accomplishes that like pretty well.
Well, it says Illustrator Eclipse. Did you draw this Eclipse? In which case, nice job if you did. It looks like fauna, I'll say. But yeah. I'll honestly question if that 3rd skill needs to be a divine skill, because I feel like it has a bit of a Chris-Strain issue where just like this effect is like so fair that it's like it doesn't really need to be a divine skill per se. It's like, if anything, being a divine skill does it a disservice to some extent, because like it's not crazy enough where it's broken, but at the same time, it also doesn't provide a unique enough. It's like, it's not like Wellstra where it's like the effect itself isn't super crazy, but it's impactful enough where it does kind of justify being a divine skill, you know? Whereas, like, this is more on par with, say, Zorga or Chris Rain's divine skill, where it's like, it's fine as a divine skill, but it's just like, I wouldn't really say it's strong enough where it warrants being once per fight, per se.
I actually had an idea about that now. So what if this wasn't the divine skill, but instead we had a divine skill on it that was the act, and it read as a divine skill, something like Energy Blast 4, which makes sense because you're EC2 over here, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Energy Blast 4. Choose up to 3 cards from your drop zone, bind them, then choose up to 2 cards with different names. Call one to rear circle and return the rest to your deck and shuffle.
Yeah.
Like or shoot, you can even just you can choose 2 to call and 1 to shuffle, right? So the way it works then is it's kind of like Alden's divine skill, where you can do it early to build the board and just ramp up early, or you could wait until you need it to recover. And also, depending on what you see in the drop zone, it may be bad to shotgun it, even though you can get those resources immediately going, right? So I think something around that kind of vein, you know, the exact amount and locations and all that jazz could definitely be worked out, but that's what I would have done for a divine skill, because it's very flexible and very impactful, you know, but it's not like a one and done feel the way that for instance Blaindmeyer's is, right? Blaindmeyer's on attack divine skill makes sense because Blaindmeyer is more or less supposed to be a ramp deck towards a one punch kill, more or less. Which has a lingering just in case you don't kill, I guess.
Yeah,
that's why that one works.
Fight skills.
Yeah, Odium's is another one that's kind of like that.
Oh god, yeah.
So I think this one would have benefited more from somewhere around the Keter side of things, so like Alden's or Reziel's. So that's my perspective.
Or hell, even Leal. Actually, Leal's is one I would have considered that's a little bit underpowered. But then again, considering what the rest of the deck does, that end up being still being a decent divine skill. So
right on a Persona right turn, it's a divine skill that could do some stuff, right?
I mean, shoot, you can also make it. You can also make it so you could just bind the top cards of your deck, choose I'll let you figure out what number of cards would be fair for the divine skill, but you could have it so it binds cards off the top of your deck rather than having to work with what's in your in your hand or drop zone. Because this way, it's almost like a lot. It's almost like a lottery or her I don't really know the lore for the character per se, but it's it could be an idea where it's she's throwing a Hail Mary, or she's giving a leap of faith, so to speak, and then just sees what comes out from the bind.
That could be kind of interesting. Yeah, I like that. So, all right. I mean, overall, I think I'd give this about an 8. What about you?
Yeah, give it an 8.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, the ride line itself was a little. I'll say the ride line is kind of underwhelming. It didn't really give many indications on what the deck actually did, because like I said, the boss doesn't energy blast at all, so I don't really see the purpose in the energy charge.
That's true. Other than for on the pass skill, right?
Yeah, but aside from that, the boss itself is definitely an 8 out of 10. The ride line though could use a little work to be a little more.
Yeah, probably more like a 6.
Have a little more cohesion towards boosting the game plan better, because as of right now, I'm just it's just kind of go with any deck, and I'd believe it.
Yeah, I feel like it probably would have worked better for something along the lines of Shoujo Doji, where it's look at top 5, bind 1, call the rest kind of thing. It might have worked out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That'd work pretty well. All right, you want me to cover this one?
Yes, sir.
All right. After a long walk, Kishiko, long day, need rest. It's a grade 3. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle during your main phase, look at the top 5 cards of your deck and choose up to 1 card from among them, bind it, and shuffle the deck.
Killing it, bro.
See?
That's a good one.
That should have been the ride. That should have been the ride line effect.
That's looking pretty good, though. I like that.
It is good, but that's the thing. It should be a ride. That should be going on the ride line. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. All right.
Except for the rear
second
skill.
Anyway, yeah, except for the rearguard circle thing. Have when placed on Vanguard circle or when rode upon. Auto rearguard circle. When this unit attacks, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater and you have Kishiko Vanguard, counter +1 until end of that battle. This unit gets drive +1. This unit performs drive checks. Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, if you're a 3-attack deck, right, you gotta get that pressure somehow, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. This is a deck that is fine with that. Unlike another deck, even if I like it, Magnus.
Right. I mean, between that and just the overall front row power ups, it's kind of got an Impaldio play pattern going for it, right?
Oh yeah,
so I kind of
cool.
see it. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, Impaldio's probably a better comparison, honestly, because Impaldio has Vinster for that.
Right. Yeah, Shiona might kind of like a deck like this, Heike. It seems kind of
Oh yeah.
kind of nice for it. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and like another thing that I like about like this card in particular, right, is it's placed on rear circle during like your main phase, right? So I think that because it doesn't care where you place it, it adds even more credence to me saying maybe some calls from Bind Zone for that kind of like callback utility would be sort of nice here, so that you can kind of like call this out of bind, it replaces itself from top 5. You get some decent deck compression. So because of that deck compression, the 3 drives here, the 4th drive coming from this means that that's kind of like your killer edge going into this, but you would want to have more deck pull from your ride lane to make it happen. And also because this is, you know, these are counterblasting, right? And this is counterblasting. I'd recommend making the, like, if you did do the Act Divine Skill swap out, like, please do make it like an Energy Blast, because that justifies so many of the relative, like, costs and benefits of this deck. Like, it rounds it out so well. Plus, her hair is green. Give her a green cost.
Yeah. Like, if any Vanguard boss deserves having an Energy Blast 4 cost for something, it's this one. Like, why does Leo Draconis have that? It should go on this one. This one, I would feel would be very appropriate for an Energy Blast 4 or something.
Yeah. Agreed.
That'd be pretty cool.
So let's see.
Especially because that justified the energy charge effect on your ride line. Otherwise, you'd be going to energy unless you Energy Blast 7 to draw 1, you would be going to energy 10 by your grade 3 turn.
Oh, that's the last card. They just gave us Kishiko twice.
Oh, is it?
Thought I was seeing double, brother, but yeah, it's just Kishiko. You can even see it right here. Kishiko, then Kishiko.
Oh,
wow. Trip out. Okay, so it looks like Kishiko four cards here. I'd say I'd probably rate this somewhere around the ballpark of like a 7.5. I think it's a very admirable attempt. It's a little male managed and probably could use a lot of like costs and effect like swap outs to really bring together the winning image of the deck. But it's got a lot of the building blocks, and I think one thing that I want to like definitely give credit to Eclipse for is they definitely understood how to like put costs that are mostly effective. Like a little too CB heavy when you could have utilized energy a little more, so not perfect, but compared to a lot of the cards that we've seen here, I was pleasantly surprised by every card reading very candidly for how much value you got relative to the cost you paid, right? The only misstep was this axe skill. Aside from that, it was pretty nice.
Yeah, also, let me rephrase. The grade 1 is fine. The grade 2 ride line is the one that kind of needs work. Is the only one I would suggest a rework on, because okay, why's the energy charge 2? I don't get it.
Yeah, like, right. Again, it really reads like you're trying to energy blast a ton, you know?
Yeah. Like, this would work great as like a Chris Rain ride line card, because Chris Rain actually wants that energy, whereas Kishiko, why'd you do that?
Yeah, it's a little weird, right? It's kind of strange, but I mean, I think even with that, it's kind of a neat idea. I just realized though, this is like a transparent PNG that's been put into the card format. You can see it cut off suddenly here in the background. There's nothing. So that's kind of funny. I wonder if that was like a purposeful like aesthetic.
I mean, I was thinking to myself, is this a VTuber?
Yeah, right? Like, it's kind of hollow in the background. Maybe it is a VTuber. Yeah. I get the feeling it's probably from a game, because it kind of reminds me of a character we'd see from, like, remember Ava's, like, Overdrive cards, like, not too long ago? It feels like maybe it could have been a character from one of those, but I could be wrong. I'm not really in the know about those things. Anyway, yeah, like 7.5 or something. Not a bad attempt there.
I'll give it a solid 7.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, next one. Let's see how many cards this is. 1, 2...
that's 13 reply. That's a total of 13 comments. So
they did a totally different. Oh, these are the Godhand cards. Yeah. Nerfed.
Okay. Wait, so one of them is a nerfed axe. Do we want to count that?
You know what? Okay, I think I know what I think I know I'm going to do. So if we're feeling inclined here, I think it might be better if what we do for this is if we try to take on one and not the other, right? So let me go ahead and go back to where I was, because I had the conversation thread was so long it actually took me into a different like subsect of the thread.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, that's how you know we're really busting it out right now. Holy crap. Okay, some of the more charming things going on here. All right. So Millionaire is here along with like some new cards, so we could try to rate the Millionaire cards, or we could try to go for the Godhand looking cards, right? Which seems to be a V series like a D series reinterpretation of a V original deck. Which one do we prefer more? Do we prefer Millionaire? It's shorter, possibly less interesting, but shorter. Or we could do the longer one.
I mean, I'm going to assume we're going to finish off with whatever we do next. So I'm going to say we can do the more substantial one first, because if we do a million, then I feel like I'd feel obligated to do one more after that. So why don't we finish off with Godhand?
Yeah, I wonder. Oh, this is a single card.
Oh.
I wonder if that like is a different person. Yeah, it's a different person. So maybe, maybe we do Millionaire. I don't know, right? Because again, they overstep the amount.
Wait, how long have we been recording now? Question.
Let me check. It's been for 55 minutes.
Okay, let's do the Millionaire.
Let's do the Millionaire. Okay, yeah. The Godhand one's a little bit on the long side, so yeah, we'll probably it's probably better we do this anyways.
We'll get to it all.
Sorry about this one. It's gonna be real long. Most are gonna be in complies. Yeah, we couldn't get to it all because of that, brother. Sorry, them's the rules. Yeah. The one who made the CAC Starboard Asuka manga. Oh yeah, I remember that. That was the 1 million like shutdown one, right? 1 million shutdown PGs, cost zero, crit zero. Right. Yeah. Lemon cards from 3 different themes. Millionaire, a new deck, as well as something somewhat special. Oh, so there's 3 different decks here. Oh, shoot. Maybe we actually could see the V series. Well, I don't know. Anyway, let's just do Millionaire.
Maybe, we'll see.
So this is Millionaire. Okay, let's see. So this is Superstar Millionaire. So when it's placed on Vanguard Circle, search your deck for Union versus the Star Road, put in your hand, and when it attacks on the Vanguard Circle, if its original critical is 0 or less, you can, or rather, if its critical is 0 or less, you Energy Blast 3, it gets 1,000,000 power, and your opponent cannot call Sentinels. This attack does not deal damage, even if it hits. When it hits a Great Tier or greater Vanguard, if it has the goofy number, you discard a card from your hand, deal damage to your opponent equal to this unit's critical. So, in other words, you need to hit a critical just to deal damage, basically. And it's not when you hit, rather it's by this effect after that. But you can only deal damage if the opponent has 4 or less cards in the damage zone, which means this can never kill. It's really trippy. Weird card. Yeah, really weird.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't even think that's necessarily on him for that either. That's just how I think that's just how the manga was. It's just a really freaking weird ass card.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. Star Youth Shaola is a grade 1 with 8k. Retire this unit, reveal to 1 critical trigger from your hand and drop some put on top of your deck. Split from drop, discard a card from your hand. Your Vanguard gets critical -1. Okay, so yeah, Shaola just basically sets you up with the play pattern to deal the damage, like, regardless.
Alright, well, that's a 10-4 of.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because your opponent says, like, your opponent cannot, like, it cannot call Sentinels, so your opponent has no choice but to go up to 5 with this one, then, depending on if they're at 4 already, they'll go up to 5. But yeah, basically, they will take a damage no matter what, but it can have to be lethal. What a roundabout way of getting results.
Yeah, truly.
Huh. You need a rearguard finisher for that to, like, really push it home. Otherwise, what's the deck doing, right? So.
And before you get the rear, that's just this unit it's all the power and crits of your Vanguard.
It is helpful that Pin did like show this, because I appreciate that, because I didn't remember exactly what Millionaire did. I knew Millionaire had like a 0 crit gimmick to try and affect damage, but I forgot the stipulations of it. It's time for her equally, if not funnier, version of her. Okay.
Oh boy.
So
here we go.
when it's placed, you basically ride this on Millionaire in order to like activate Persona Ride.
That's the cross side essentially.
Basically, auto on the Vanguard Circle. When this unit attacks, if it's 0 or less critical, Energy Blast 3. I like that it's still congruent cost, so you should expect to just EB every turn. This unit gets 5k until end of the turn, and it battles all of your opponent's front row units at the same time. It's not a Millionaire though. That's interesting. At the end of the battle, this unit attacks. If you have a Millionaire in your soul, counterblast 1, soul blast 1 card with Millionaire's card name. Stand this unit, and it gets drive -1, and increase or decrease this unit's critical equal to the number of your opponent's open rear circle, and its power to 23,000. If both players do not have any rear guards, increase or decrease this unit's critical to 100 instead. See, this is a much more interesting Vanguard. The 100 critical is It was a little goofy, but I kind of get it. It's I mean, it's kind of like Armor Break, where it's like, if it hits you, you're dead. That's what it says. But this doesn't have a Sentinel Restrict, so your opponent can Sentinel Restrict it. It's not even particularly big, right? So the only way your opponent, like, would die, like, unwittingly is if, like, you OT and they don't Sentinel. So that could kill, right? It's still just one drive. But God, that is interesting. So, but at base, it's a stand with a critical, which it's very Draconic Descendant. What do you think about this, Noir? It's there's a lot going on here, and not a lot of it is very similar to Millionaire.
This is ungodly wacky, and I'm kind of here for it. Like, it's not really, it wouldn't really be my style of play, so I'm speaking with a little bit of bias in that regard, and that, like, I would never play this deck just because I don't think I like how it would play. But, objectively speaking, it's definitely a very interesting way to deal damage, and it's definitely got a very unique mechanic going for it.
Yeah, I kind of like it. Like,
yeah, I like it for its originality, if nothing else.
Yeah, and it has a, like, unlike this Millionaire, right? This one feels like a much more feasible game plan, where it doesn't feel like you have to have, like, training wheels just to make it work out for you, right? Like, this can still feasibly kill in a totally normal function. It is a restanding Vanguard, right? My only gripe with it is that I like this effect so much that I wish it didn't have to come with the prerequisite of turn 4 riding over Millionaire just to get it. I just want this to be my Vanguard, period, right? Because another thing about this card that's really worth noting is that unlike a lot of the sort of glitter cross rides, right? Those superior persona rides where they bind the base version then ride back into them, this doesn't do either of those things. You are stuck on this Millionaire, and unless you have a way to slot another Millionaire into the soul, like maybe you persona ride this or whatever, you are just kind of stuck with this. So you're basically going to be in this, like, vicious cycle of constantly needing to keep riding the Millionaires. So at least, so I guess what that means then is your deck composition is this in ride deck, then 4 of these in main deck, and just keep seeing it. You need that persona ride in order to get this big effect, which I don't know about that, right? It's very reliant on that play pattern.
Then again, also the 100 critical also requires neither player to have any rigor, so you have to have, and because she's not putting anything into solo or retiring anything, that means you basically have to have not called anything whatsoever.
Which I kind of like that, admittedly, because that is a play balance, and also this is Encounter Sanctuary, so it is. I mean, unless you have very specific counter cards, your opponent's gonna be able to stop this.
Yeah, that, or because it's Keter Sanctuary, you just run Saragon.
Saragon. Yeah, Saragon could really mess your crap up. I know Aspis Angel also, like, gets rid of herself in order to get rid of one of the opponent's rear guards. So that can help out with that. Yes, I happen to know that off the top of my head. It's in the Resile side deck along with the other 67 unique cards in there, according to Untap. I don't know about, like, the viability of it, but yeah, this is an improvement. So I mean, I'd probably give this about, like, an 8.5, which may be a little generous, but I'm just really impressed by it, relatively speaking.
I'll give it a solid 8.
Good stuff. All right, so now from here, that's Millionaire. Do we want to try for a second of the 3 archetypes and, like, leave it to him for today?
Yeah, we'll try Godhand. I did say I want to see Godhand, so we'll do Godhand and probably wrap it up after that.
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair compromise. The guy put in a fair bit of effort here, so we can at least meet him halfway.
It does feel lame if we leave off halfway, or barely halfway in the middle with him, and then come back to finish it next video.
Yeah, it is a little weird, right? All right, so let's go ahead and have you read these ones, because you did say you were kind of interested in Godhand. So let me go ahead and get all the Godhand cards up here that I can detect. Let's see, so that's Godhand, that's actual Godhand. The nerfed imaginary gift, and then that's a Godhand card. This is an Overgrappler Arena card. So I think so yeah, I think that's actually, if I'm looking at this right, this is probably for corrupted one. Yeah, okay, so that's actually a part of that corrupted one archetype. So that's the stuff we're not going to be looking at in this video.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so Full Moon Muscle. If you don't know what a D-starter, if you don't know what a D-starter does, then I don't know what to tell you, brother.
then why this video? Alright, next up.
Starfighter, Silver Fist. Auto Vanguard Circle. When your drive check reveals a trigger unit, all of your front row units get power plus 5,000 until the end of turn. It's very basic and simple. Fair enough. Auto, when this unit is placed by riding from a Nova Grappler, search your deck for up to one arena card, reveal and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. Okay, I guess that one card, that Nova Grappler arena is actually a support card, so we might have popped
shoot. Okay, well, we'll have to take it one step at a time then, although, I don't know, I guess we'll read
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah, one thing that is really funny about this is that your opponent can no longer do the typical D series thing where the opponent swings for 8, and so like you swing for 8 on your opponent against their 8, so they just guard with 15. They can't do that.
Yep. Oh yeah, they basically got to no guard this or final cards.
Wow, that is such a subtly strong effect. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. Yeah. Cool.
Nova Grapple Arena, Blazing Ring. Whoa.
That art looks sick as hell, man. Just
holy crap.
Anyway, after set orders play, put into the order zone. Oh god, that's crazy. Anyway, play this card if you have a Nova Grappler Vanguard. Continuous, you may only have one Nova Grappler Arena Blazing Ring in a deck. Continuous order zone. All of your imaginary gift DXL are treated as arena cards. Ooh. That is interesting. Okay. Alright, Act Order Zone. Cost counterblast 1, rest this card. If you have a grade 3 or greater Nova Grappler Vanguard, choose grade 3 or less Nova Grappler or Battle Roid unit cards with different card names from your drop up to the same number of arena cards in play and call them to your front reverse. Do you mean just choose 3 instead of choose grade 3?
Well, no, what he's saying is you choose grade 3 or less of those types up to the number of your arena cards.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, so that would mean it would include Blazing Ring and then however many excels you have. So Blazing Ring on turn 3 should be netting you like a +2 for that CB. Which is fairly impressive. It only gets more impressive with time. If this deck is very CB heavy, I think that's a fine counter, like a fine counteraction to it. But that's an insane benefit, admittedly.
Agreed.
Wow. Okay. Fusing Striker.
Yep. Continuous. It's a grade 2. Continuous. This unit is treated as a trigger unit when this card is revealed for your drive check.
Oh, F off.
Brother. Okay, anyway. When this unit is rode upon by fighting this dragon, Godhand dragon, call this unit to Vanguard Circle. Okay, fair enough. Auto Vanguard Circle once per turn. When your Vanguard attacks, if its drive check reveals a trigger unit, this unit gets power plus 5,000 until end of turn. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater and your drive check did not reveal a trigger unit, get power plus 10,000 instead.
Oh, the wording on that's really wacky. Basically, what it would say, auto rear circle once per turn. At the end of battle, your Vanguard attacked. If it revealed a trigger, you get 5,000 power. Or if they didn't reveal it, it gets 10,000 instead. That's how you'd have to word that, because.
Oh yeah.
Because like it says when your Vanguard attack. Oh wait, unless Godhand restands, right? Because then I guess this could work. So maybe we're judging a little too quickly.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
Trip out.
Yeah.
Oh my! It's still an amazing artwork, by the way. This card's awesome.
Oh god, yeah. This is part of the reason why I really want to like Godhand a lot, because the art looks sick. It's just a shame that the original deck was just really
it's deck plays like Millionaire, and that you need to go to the casino, brother.
Yep, basically. All right, it's got the Imaginary Gift XL marker instead of Persona Ride this time. Fascinating.
All right.
When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, we'll get an Imaginary Gift DXL. Auto Vanguard Circle. When your drive check reveals a trigger unit, all of your front row units get power plus 5,000 until end of turn. If your opponent has a grade 2 or lower Vanguard, grade 2 or less Vanguard would be the phrase, you can't use this effect more than once. Okay, that seems fair. Okay. And then Auto Vanguard Circle once per turn. At the end of the battle, this unit attack, count plus 1, and discard a card from hand. Choose a front row unit for every 3 arena cards in play. Stand them, and they get drive -1 till end of turn. Okay, yeah, there's a restand effect.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's how that goes.
I don't know what happened to the spacing on that third effect, but Auto
there is no boost for this battle. You sure told them, man. Jesus, Godhand. Yeah, chill the F out, bro. We get that you're a meme, but come on, man.
Right. Alright, when this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, if there is no boost for this battle, call Soul Blast 1 card with Godhand in its card name. Your opponent cannot call Sentinels from hand to guard circle until the end of that battle. Alright, fair enough. It's a turn 4 play unless you find a way to soul charge this fucker in there. But yeah, it's turn 4 effect. Pretty powerful.
Peak V series condition right there.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I kind of dig it, right? Now the thing is that this is for any triggers, so this is inherently going to be hyper consistent compared to what Godhand was like. All your triggers work out, which will include, I mean, you will be playing, I would imagine you'd be playing like criticals, but you could actually still run front triggers because this is still an Excel deck. So you actually do have like some kind of build variety here going on.
Just run full rainbow in this deck, except you just drop the draw triggers. You just run six front, 6 crit maybe.
Yeah, you could, right? Because you run main deck PGs anyway, because that's how standards like design is. So
yeah, exactly.
And like so you soul blast a God Hand in order to get the Sentinel for the battle, and thankfully it's only for the battles. I'd imagine, so based on how this deck looks right now, you probably just restand God Hand, go twice on the second swing after you basically dug up as many triggers as possible, you go for this again. One thing this deck like is kind of interesting in is that it is interpreting God Hand's 3 drives, but the 3rd drive is from a second attack, which is really powerful. But the front row power up that Godhand like provides is weaker in this version compared to the front trigger one, but it's more versatile. It also doesn't get a critical. It doesn't get a critical, so it doesn't have that killer edge. It's kind of an interesting card. Oh, Daisuke Easy actually illustrated this. I'm not surprised. He illustrates basically most of the good card arts, bro.
He really does.
I've learned
he draws the dragon scales.
The dragon skills, yeah. There's no one like if it's a bipedal dragon, Daisuke's your guy, man. So yeah, actually, kind of looking that thing pretty well. Right. So this is the Imaginary Gift DXL. Can you read that?
When acquired, acquired, put this marker as a new front row Vanguard circle, and if your opponent has a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, draw a card. No 5K. You know what? Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. Just draws, but no power. This is Bushiroad. Yeah. Take notes. This is Axel 2.
Yeah, this should have been Axel 2.
Right? Like, Christ, man. What are we doing here, guys? So,
God,
yeah. Project Vanguard 2018. Ooh, okay, so they kept the... They kept the time frame.
Why did the Axel 2 give power when it drew one already? That was ridiculous, man.
I never knew. Anyway, good card. So good, it should have been real.
Yeah. Alright. Grit Bengal. Grade 1, 8K. Continuous. This card is treated as a trigger unit when this card is revealed for your drive check.
Such a charming clause.
Right. Auto Vanguard Circle. This unit is placed on Vanguard Circle from hand. If you have a grade 3 Noble God Vanguard, Energy Blast 4. Choose up to 1 front from your hand or drop and put on the top of your deck. Jesus. If the card was not put from hand, discard a card from hand, and this unit gets power plus 5,000 until end of turn.
Ooh, great effect. I'm not gonna lie, you was kind of cooking about them deck ratios. 6 crit, 6 front. Bet.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Bet. Okay, we talking now, bro.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
All the breath.
Really, really powerful effect there. I mean, EB4 makes sense as a cost for it. I still think Grit is a little strong, but like yeah, it makes sense. So you will be negging 1 to make it happen just like the original, but it comes with an Energy Blast 4 and specifically from hand because it is really powerful, but it does get a little more power.
All I can say is Elbow Breath is just a death sentence when you play
Dude, I know, right? Because of the plus 5k power. Anyway, apparently this will help us out. Okay, so this is Gun Trooper Kemps, which is a complete 180 from the usual here, because everything else was God Hand stuff. This isn't a God Hand, I don't think, right?
All I can say, that art looks sick as fuck.
Oh, frick, yeah, dude. I want to fight this in like a Gundam game.
Oh god, yeah, that would be an epic ass boss. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Continuous front row Vanguard Circle. If you have a Novographer Vanguard, this unit gets power plus 5k. Fair enough. It's also grade 1, 8k base. I should mention that because that number's actually.
And it needs to be in a front row for that. That's interesting.
Yep. Yeah, which just makes sense because I think Godhand said if there's no boosts, so basically your back row is completely empty with this deck.
You just battle this turn. Yep. Battle, my grade 1s.
Yep. Alright, so if you have an Overgrapher Vanguard, this unit gets power plus 5k. If your opponent has a grade 3 greater Vanguard, this unit gets power plus 5 for every arena card in play instead.
I don't know about that, dude. Ooh. That's really bad, because, like, this deck is going to be able to get, like, 2 to 3 by turn 3, so, like... I don't know about that. I know it's an 8k base, bro, but really now?
Also, count as count as the freaking arenas?
Jesus, this guy, yeah, because the DXLs do count as arenas, so this will be counting that as well. Man, I mean, I get why this thing wants to be on a front row now, because holy crap, he supports nobody. He's just all attack. I mean, just look at him. He really looks like he wouldn't boost a mother effort to save his life.
Does, yeah. Oh yeah. Auto rearguard circle. At the end of the battle, that this unit attacked or boosted.
Okay, never mind.
That's a lot. All right.
Wow, I really look like a dumbass now saying that. He would never boost. Proceeds to have a boost skill. Damn it.
Yeah. If you have a Noverglide for Vanguards, cost Soul Blast 1 and retire this unit. Check the top 7 cards of your deck, choose a Noverglide or Balroy card with a different card name from among them without sending. I'll reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck.
Okay.
You know, fair enough.
Did you hear me whispering the back row card? Don't call.
Yeah. Please God, no. But yeah, no, yeah, we're safe.
Yeah,
we're safe.
Still pretty powerful tutor skill. I kind of like it though, because like it's only adding like very specific like cards. Now this can add your Persona Ride, which is probably your best. Like I say Persona Ride, but it's just going to be for an extra cell, but still really powerful, right? So that is definitely your most potent like target, but you are like retiring it. Now I feel like this would reflect more kindly, but I do have an issue with this, which is this card right here. Blazing Ring Beam or Revive It Back makes the retire feel inconsequential to me.
Mm-hmm. Like if it bound itself, that'd actually be a more meaningful
Cooking. That's how we do it. Oh, I just realized, is this a spider tank?
Yeah. More specifically, if that tutor effect was specific to when it boosted, so basically you had it, you can either have it in the front row as like a full offensive support attacking unit, or you keep it in the back row and then it has a tutor skill that actually supports unit, but it doesn't get any power. So I think that would have been more interesting.
That would have been really clever, yeah. So yeah, if you did that, you had to make a choice, and even with those choices, it'd be powerful enough to be worthy of being a triple rare grade 1 for sure. It's still really raw.
God, yeah.
You roll up to your opponent on like turn 4 with like 4 or 5 arenas, and this thing is just the biggest. His name is Beeficus, bro. He's crazy strong. Oh man.
Check Overdress. You don't even put the 100 million on this guy. Just doubling his power and crit. It's just already.
What even is power? What is a man? A sack of lies. Like it's just power. What is a Nova Grappler? Just a sack of battle. Sack of whoop ass, bro. It's a can of whoop ass. That's all a Nova Grappler is.
Yeah.
That's the answer. So what would you rate these overall?
I give them an 8 out of 10. These are all pretty sick.
Nice, yeah. I think I'd probably give them like a 7. I'm a little less kind to it, but I think the innovation on the DXL is really nifty, and I do like the reinterpretation of Godhand. It's fairly eloquent. So that introducing Godhand, but he hates the back row. I would make the front trigger get an extra 10k, but I think it'd be too OP. That's true. Just imagine attacking 2 fronts on your opponent's turn. Then make the supports again, but the boosters would leave the board when the Vanguard attacks, and the others would do the V-Series Narukami thing of pushing front rows to back rows.
Oh, fascinating.
Trippy. They made a Dragoonity, but we could probably leave that for some other time, or just leave it in general, because we read a lot of their cards.
Yeah, that's fair. I think.
Yeah, I mean, it is one more card. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll just read it real quick. Why not?
Push.
Yeah.
Dragoonity. I'll take this one then. Why not? Dragoonity Dragon Einhedia or Renyar or whatever the frick. I'll just call it Einhedia because I like the.
Ariad Buyer.
Bless you. Continuous on the Vanguard circle. If you have no back row rear guards, F those things. All my homies hate back row units. The power increase of your front trigger effects revealed in your drive checks and damage checks and power plus 5,000. Ooh, in the damage checks is a really nice saucy effect. I like that. If both fighters have no back row rear guards, it gets 10,000 instead of 5,000. Okay, so we got a bit of we've got a bit of V-Series Draconic Lawkeeper. No triple drive derp. What? What? Oh, I see. Because of like modern bushy card design where everything triple drives should be good. Really? No triple drive, it means it's automatically B it. But it is a Dragon Empire, so that means it's got to be decent, right? Out on the Vanguard circle, at the beginning of your battle phase, your opponent chooses one of their back row rear guards and retires it. I love the hate. If they do not retire, this unit gets critical +1 until end of turn. So if they follow directions, you get a critical. If they don't follow directions, you make them follow directions. Interesting.
I do appreciate it. It's just a fuck you to all the Shenri and Sirigon clones.
I will. Yeah, that is really good. It's very anti-meta that way. My ass is like, you know what? I'm just gonna call Gap Willies to the back row real quick. Retire that. Oh, you mean I have to? All right.
Yep.
After the Vanguard Circle once per turn, I'll gaslight them that they did that. Soul Blast 1. Choose your opponent's back row rear cards to retire. If you did not retire, draw a card. One thing I like about this is a once per turn, so your opponent has 3. In theory, without support, this should be able, like, you should be able to avoid the crit. Otherwise, like, let's say they have like 2. You Soul Blast with that, then this will just like do it. If they only have 1, you don't do this effect. You just do it. If you have none, then you do this to draw, and then you get crit anyway. So there's a lot of use cases for when to use and when not to use for that Soul Blast. Yeah. It's very interesting.
I'd say it's surprisingly very interesting and interactive card. I actually really like this card.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. I think the front triggers are definitely a bit of a side piece accessory to it all. Like, the front triggers feel a little random, but I think the back row specific hate is definitely, like, it's a gimmick that I see the merit of, because it definitely punishes the opponent in, like, an intriguing way, especially given, you know, current trends in card design. So that, yeah, got a cool card. I think I'm gonna give it like an 8.5 or maybe even a 9. What about you, man?
Yeah, honestly, I'll just give it a 9. Like, just shit. Yeah, it's God. Good card is good. It's not
good card is good. Noir 20XX. Good card is good. GUD.
I mean, yeah, because it's fairly intuitive. It's very interactive. It's not broken as hell. It's not underpowered either. Like, the card's more or less just kind of perfect. And a lot of it, I don't know what I would suggest to actually fix it at this point.
Well, yeah, what would really be the fixing? You know, like, it kind of does what it does. I think this would be great as like a standalone boss for like some old like Kagero unit or whatever, just cause, right? Yeah, yeah, it's really nice though, much like the Yu-Gi-Oh card that it's based on. Yeah, good stuff, man. I really like that one. All right, well, that one there was a custom card review for sure. Really, some really solid cards from Eclipse and Design Live and Aggressive. I'm sorry, man.
Oh yeah.
You're kind of in the middle, Nathan. So favorite cards here. What's your favorite?
God, I'm stuck between the Godhand series and just the last grade 3 we got, because goddamn.
Yeah, we kind of ended off strong. You know, I think I'm gonna be a little like avant-garde here, because I think in just terms of like what we actually see on paper, I think Dragoonity here is definitely the best one. I think my favorites were probably Eclipses though, because I think there's some more potential in that one, right? Yeah, like, it just needed some tweaking to be a really sublime 3-attack deck, which we could really use more of in standard format, right? Because multi-attack feels like a requirement for most decks, right? Like, it's so, you know, it felt like it was trying to progress.
Yes, standard is basically at a point where if you can't do 5 attacks, you're not good.
Yeah, and Paldio even gave up on that mission, dude, which was so sad to see. When the moment he gave up on the mission, I realized it was impossible.
Yeah, for real.
That was insane. He was the last bastion, man. Like, rest in peace, 3-attack decks. Anyway, I guess that's our phase for now. Really well done for most of these cards. I'm looking forward to what we got next time. Quick peek. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh boy. Next time. It's sad to peek there. If you guys are liking this series, then definitely turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next time we upload one of these custom card reviews. And if you're looking for some more Vanguard content in the meantime, I got all sorts of Vanguard content on this channel you can check out, whether that be top 10s, discussions, fight nights, anime reactions, the whole shebang. So check it out. And if you like what you see, consider leaving a subscribe. And with all that said, take care and God bless.
Peace.